Well, hey YouTube, it's Elvis Ammo here. Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about this Itehil 500 watt solar generator. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get some good stuff out right in the front of this video, and then we're going to take a look outside at what these solar panels are doing and what the foldable suitcase solar panel is doing, how well it's doing, and then I'm going to show you this thing hooked up to all kind of stuff just running. And so you guys can get an idea of kind of what you can do with a 500 watt solar generator. So first of all, go ahead and hit the like while you're waiting on me to finish this video. And go ahead and subscribe if you're not, because this stuff is good. And now let's get the cons out of the way. The first con for me, and this is just my opinion, is the writing on the front of this generator is just kind of muted and kind of not a lot of contrast, I should say. So this is what I'm talking to Itehil here. All right. So the muted writing on here, and then these funky plugins right here. It looks like some kind of universal plugins right here. But I'm telling you, when I get to the pros, you're not even going to worry about none of this anymore. And it's kind of petty of me, maybe. I don't know. But it's just weird. I've never seen them before. So here's a plug, and you know, it just plugs right in. It's not a big deal at all. You know, any plug, 2-prong, 3-prong, it just plugs right in. It's not an issue. But it's just weird. So that's my message to Itehil, but that's where the cons stop. All right. So the pros are pretty huge for me. Now, I just done a video recently talking about standards. Standards that you look at when you're deciding on any kind of solar generator. Because of technology that we have out today, there's no sense in falling back to the old stuff when there's too much good stuff well, I mean, all of the new technology, you don't really want to buy old technology if you can get away with it. That's what I'm trying to say. So now the pros are, this is a 500 watt solar generator, and it has up to 750 watt surge. And I know that because I tested it. I put my bench grinder on it. It cranked up to 750 watts and then started dropping back down, and it handled it just fine. All right. So the other thing, here's the other big pro, and this isn't really talked about a lot. Maybe people just assume that all of these things have the same technology in them, and they don't know to look for the better battery system. This has the lithium phosphate battery. This has 3,000 cycles to it. So if you use it once a week, 3,000 weeks. If you use it once a year, 3,000 years. Okay, maybe not. But it's 3,000 cycles, okay? So I know that a lot of these lithium phosphate have anywhere from 2,000 to 5,000 cycles on them. And they're calling theirs a 3,000 cycle battery, okay? So that is huge because, I mean, if you look at, you know, some of the nearest competition, I don't know of any of them in this class, the 500 watt with a lithium phosphate battery, in this price range, or I don't even know if there's one available. Like, for instance, I'm not picking on Jackery, but they have the old lithium ion batteries in their competitor to this one, for instance. Just a for instance. So, okay, now the other thing, the big pro for me on this one, and this is what I talked about in my standards. I want this thing to charge up. Solar is my main focus. So I want this thing to charge up, you know, in a reasonable amount of time. I think in my standards, I said 4 or 5 hours. I want it to charge. Any solar power generator should be able to charge, you know, have it so that it charges within 4 or 5 hours, because that's usually where we got good sun for 4 or 5 hours, no problem, right? We don't have to worry about the day when it gets cloudy or anything like that. That's just my standard. That's just my standard. So now, this thing has the capability of charging with 400 watts of power on a 500 watt generator. That's unheard of. I don't know of it anywhere. Let me know if you see it. Post it in the comments. So I had this thing, and you'll see in a minute, I had it charging with 400 watt solar panels put together in parallel. We'll talk about that again whenever we come back. All right, so that was the biggie for me, or the huge one for me. So all right, so now let's go take a look at this thing outside. You'll get to see this solar panel in action that they sent me with it. You'll see this in action. You'll see these solar panels hooked up, 4 of them in parallel, and you'll get to see the reading up here. And then you'll get to see this thing running with all kind of stuff attached to it. And then we'll come back. All right, so here's the 4 panels hooked up to it in parallel right now. So this is a 500 watt generator, and I'm actually getting 276 watts flowing into it right now. So we're talking under 2 hours to charge this whole thing, which is pretty incredible. So there they are, all 4 of them charging in parallel. So that's how I have them hooked up. And there's the 4 100 watt panels charging that little 500 watt generator. So right here in the dead of winter, this is producing 85 watts. Just this one panel, the Itehil panel right there. It just set up just kind of like that. So that's great. Alright, so I've got an extension cord in right here, and I've got the extension cord plugged in here, and I've got this fan right here running on this cord here, and I was just going to run it down a little bit and put some more solar on it. I'm at 82%. I'm running 331 watts right now, and I'll show you what I've got hooked up. So I've got this fan running. I've got this fan running right here, and I've got all these extensions and everything plugged in to the generator. So I'm running, I've got this this battery charging, that fan running, all plugged in here. Got this light going right here, and I've got my drill press going right here, and it's just sitting there all running, and it's only running, all of that stuff is only running 332 watts. Anyway, that's a lot of stuff plugged in. Just kind of give you an idea of some of the things you can plug into this. All right, so that was early morning sun, okay? That was before 11 o'clock. So very impressive, you know, and I know that video, the part where, you know, I had all the stuff plugged in was kind of convoluted and crazy, but I just wanted you to see that part. So as far as far as the standards that I mentioned, you know, it passes all of them. First of all, this is a pure sine wave inverter, all right, and it also has an MPPT solar controller. These are very important factors, all right, and it has the lithium phosphate. And it's a minimum of 500 watts because I don't know what I can do with something smaller. But I know that that's a preference of my own. So then, you know, let's see. Oh, yeah. The other thing, pass-through charging. All right. So pass-through charging just means that if you have it hooked up to your solar panels, you can plug into it and use it while you're charging it. Now, a lot of these companies do not like to say that it's, you know, that you're supposed to be able to do it because apparently it's a known thing in the industry that when you're charging these and you're using the power while they're charging with the solar, for instance, that it hurts the life of the battery. But I'm thinking, in my opinion, you know, the life of the battery is so great already. I personally don't have a problem with it, but you want to check with the manufacturer on that one. All right. So, but I did test it and it works just fine as you're charging it to use it at the same time. But I thought I would throw that out. And also, you know, the lithium phosphate, you know, that was the other standard. It passes all of the standards, all the checks, you know, all of the boxes get checked here. All right. So the other thing, let's talk about what's in the box. All right, they give you this nice little case right here. It's got that nice little nifty zipper on it that looks like it don't zip or anything. Kind of cool. It's pretty high quality deal, right? So in here you get another adapter for your 12 volt 10 amp that you can plug into here. So you'll have an outlet here and here if you want it. You know, if you have a refrigerator, a 12 volt refrigerator, that'll run that just fine here and here. All right. And then, you know, this is your AC brick. So you can actually charge this with your AC as well. This is your plug, plugs into the brick. And it charges, I believe, 4.5, 5 hours, something like that. 4.5 hours is what it says in the book, I believe. All right, so that's acceptable, you know, because a lot of times people use these, they want to charge it up at the house or wherever they are, and then take it with them on a trip, that kind of thing. All right, so that's great. I'm definitely leaning hard into the solar part of it, but that's just me. All right, and then they give you this, and this is how you can charge it up in your car. Like if you're on a trip somewhere, you can plug this into your cigarette lighter. You can plug this end into right here, and it will charge it over, you know, a long period of time. Probably, I can't remember if it said like 9 hours or something like that. But it's a long time, obviously, you know, charging it from your car that way. All right, so we'll just set this aside. Now, your outlets right here, that is, these are, let's see, I'm going to see if I don't want to mess this up. These are USB 18 watts, USB, okay, USB 10 watts, USB 18 watt, that's your quick charge. And then this is your Type C 60 watt output for like a laptop or something like that. All right. And I think some phones can use that as well. And there's your DC outlet that I just showed you. All right. And this is your T60 connector that you would use. This is your TC connector. These are your MC4 connectors. This wire comes with it. Okay. So you can hook up all your regular solar panels to it. And this cable right here comes with it as well. And it has this barrel connector in there that plugs on here, and it sticks in here, and it comes in the kit. But this wire right here is if you just have like this one panel right here. All right. So it comes in there, and you just plug this into your solar panel, this end, and you plug this end into your your power station, and it puts your solar power in there. That's what that wire is for. And then it comes with all of these connectors right here, just in case you have something that is out of match. All right. And then these little D-ring bag right here, because the solar panel, this is your solar panel. It's a beautiful, it feels great. It is high quality, man, I'm telling you. And very stiff Velcro. And it unfolds like this. Unfolds. And this is what the solar panel looks like, just like you saw outside. You saw it set up, but I just wanted you to get a kind of a close-up of this material right here. It's beautiful. It really is. They did a great job. And as a matter of fact, these solar panels have sold a lot. There's a lot of reviews on them. Go look at them. They're actually very good reviews on it. Now, here's the other thing about this solar panel that kind of stands out a little bit, and that is this solar panel is rated IP4, which is waterproof, and the rating means that it can be splashed from any angle. So you can actually leave this in the weather. All right, that's what they claim. Now I don't, this is not. These are portable. You take them with you. Obviously, if it's raining, you're not using it anyway. But I wouldn't leave it in the rain. But they say you can, and they say it's waterproof. And check out this zipper. See this zipper? How they have it? It closes up and makes it waterproof. See that? And it has some coating on it that makes it waterproof. And let me show you inside, because it's something in here. All right. So with this solar panel, this module right here, you have USB 2.0 and a 3.0, and I think those are 10 and 18 watt. So that's actually considered a quick charge right there. So you can actually put this solar panel out and use it without the generator, and plug your phone into it or anything that has a USB, plug right in there. On its own, it will do that. So that is very nifty. That is a great panel. And I will say this, in my testing, this panel beat out the rest of the panels by a little bit, edged them out, okay? I'm just saying, it's high quality panel. I was impressed. And the other thing is, it wasn't even, laid out as pretty as my other panels. And it still did that. Okay, so now, okay, this was the box that the solar panel came in. Right there. We'll get that out of the way. Boom. And this is the box that the generator came in. Right there. Just like that. And we'll get that out of the way. And it was packaged up in thick foam, no problem there. Now, the other thing that I was going to mention to you guys is, if you're planning on using one of these with, more than one solar panel, they sell them in packages. You can buy them in, you know, with one solar panel up to 4 solar panels. So let's talk about that for just a second. Some important information. Okay, so the solar panels, by hooking them, if you're going to use 4 solar panels and put 400 watts in there, like you seen me do or try to do, I had 4 of them hooked up. These things can handle 7 to 30 volts. Most of your panels are going to be right around 20 volts. So that's going to be, you know, pretty much limited to 1, right? Well, the way you get around that is you wire them a little different. So what you're going to do is you're going to wire them all together instead of in series. So that way what's going to happen is the volts are going to stay the same. And you're just going to raise the amps, because this machine can handle up to 30 amps max, which 4 panels will get, you know, anywhere between, you know, 20 and 30 amps, probably 20 and 25 amps, you know, with 4 panels. So you're golden. It's good. It's wonderful. I love it. So there you go. That's how you do it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you just real quick how to set these up in parallel if you are interested. All right. So, oh, and the other thing is, I did see whenever I plugged up the electric plug-in, the charging brick, I noticed it was 113 watts going in when I plugged it in, and I did try to run my shop vac, and it ran at about 750 watts for 10 seconds or something like that. So I pushed this thing probably harder than I needed to or should have, only because I was testing it out and I wanted to talk to you guys about it. I tried to run my circular saw, my side grinder, and my reciprocating saw. Now these are larger ones by a long shot, and it couldn't quite handle those. But it did handle my router, a couple of jigsaws, including a large one, a Dremel, a bench grinder, drill press, a shop fan, a couple of different fans, and a shop light, as you've seen some of this stuff running just a minute ago. So, but I wanted to go ahead and get that out of the way. All right, so now let's look at this thing side, back, and the other side. Now, this thing's got a flashlight on it built in. So let's see. We'll just hit the light on it. Oh, I guess I'm gonna turn it on. It's got the low, bright, and you know, nothing beats an SOS, right? But one thing I do like about it is it's kind of a diffused light. So like if you were to turn that on like that, it would just be kind of a diffused light. It's not a beam of light. So there's that. And so now let's look at these solar panels real quick. I'll tell you how to set these up if you wanted to run 4 panels. And the other thing is, you don't, now I know that this screen is probably flashing, like doing stupid stuff, and that's why I filmed it a little differently outside. My camera is just picking up choppy, I think. So anyway, it's not a big deal. You didn't need to see that. I was glad you saw all of that outside. All right, so if you wanted to do this in parallel, there's nothing to it. All you're doing is you're hooking up all of your positives and all of your negatives wires together. So this positive wire is hooked to this positive wire, see? And then these 2 negative wires are hooked together. Now if you're just using 2 panels, then that would be in parallel, and you would just hook it up to your T60 that I just showed you, that hooks up to that. And there you go. You just plug them in. Just like that. Positives to the negatives. You can't get it wrong. And then if you were to hook up 2 more panels to this, you would have the other two panels looking just like this. And then you would hook these two together. So you would need, these are just branch connectors, and I know there's other ways of doing this for you new guys. But if you were then to hook up the other two panels, then literally all you're going to do is you're going to hook this up to one side and this up to the other side, and the other two panels to these wires that are left over, and then you're going to hook up your machine to these two right here, and that's all there is to it. And if you guys have any questions at all on this stuff, I'll be glad to help you. Leave a comment, send me an email, something like that. So now I'm going to leave a link in the description to the Itehil generator. And all I can say for a 500 watt generator, I highly recommend this thing for all of those reasons that I just mentioned. All right, I was just super impressed with the amount of power that I can put into this thing. I can charge this thing on solar in 2 hours. That's impressive. All right, and I can use it while I'm doing it, even though the manufacturer don't say you should. All right, so anyway, there you go. I'm gonna leave a link in the description. Right now they have sales going on just like they always do this time of year. If you can get $100 off of it on the website, and I think it's $50 off and free shipping otherwise. So you can kind of figure out which one's going to work out better for you. And these are also on Amazon. Now, these solar panels have been, you know, them things sell and the raving reviews on them. But this thing has not been out long enough to get a bunch of reviews on it. But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go on there and do a review myself. I noticed there was just a few reviews on Amazon. So if you decide to buy it, whether you buy it from the website or from Amazon, please leave a review after you check this thing out. And all you got to do is tell the truth, because I'm telling you, nothing in its class will beat this thing. Leave a comment in the comment section and let me know which one it is that beats it out with the specs that I just talked about. So, so in the description, I'll leave the solar panel for the website, and for Amazon, I'll leave the solar panel on the website, and the solar generator on the website. I'll leave a link so that they'll know that it was me that sent them, and you can buy these in kits. You can buy it with 1, 2, 3, or 4 of the solar panels, and they also, if you're, I recommend highly having, you know, some rigid solar panels as well. And I also recommend highly having some of these branch connectors. And I'll leave a link to some of those as well. And they have a kit on their website for running these in parallel. So those would help as well. So I hope this video was helpful. I am ecstatic to do it. I really love this little guy right here. And I will see you guys in the next video.